Welcome to the second video of our Crown Express series. In our first video, we went over accepting alerts, processing shipments and completing them, as well as different shipment reports you can run. In this video, we're going to go over the review screen and the billing export screen. Let's get started. We're going to go over to our review screen by heading over to Process Review. Once you've completed a shipment, which is PODing it or recovering it, it will fall off your dispatch screen. Now your review screen shows you all your shipments that you have. The filters are quite similar to what's on a dispatch screen. You're able to view all your shipments up into a specific date, choose what service levels you want to view, and you can sort by the same things as you can in the dispatch screen. If you want to narrow it down a little bit better, what you can do is choose the last 7 days, 2 weeks, or a month. And if you want to further narrow it down even more, you can choose to only show a specific date, hide shipments that are ready to invoice, or show only dispatch complete. Let's go over to show only date so I can see things for today. And we have our shipments that are pretty much ready for today. Now the main difference from the dispatch screen and the shipment review screen is you can see this check mark here. If I click the check mark, it shows that there is a missing completion requirement. In this case, a paperwork check is required to complete for billing. The different completion requirements can be set to your preferences in the customer profile. So since the paperwork check is missing, what you can do is open up the shipment, head over to charge info, and click this checkbox that says PW complete. Save it. And now you'll see the main difference. It says there is an X under PW, which means it's been paperwork completed. Another way that you can do it is by bulk. So let's go ahead and check these 3 off. And I'm going to go over to review action. Now in review action, you have 3 options. You can print reports. You can also mark these shipments POD. And what we're looking for is mark paperwork complete. That updated these 3 all at once. So now when I go back to the check mark, it will say that the shipment is ready for invoice export. We're going to head over to billing export to prepare for invoicing. Go to process and billing export. Here you have a few export actions. You can create a new batch, which brings in the shipments that are ready to go on a batch and create a file to export out. You can choose to view an existing batch. You can view the batch by ID, batch name, or date range. You have an option to clear dispatch complete. Now, if you want to clear shipments marked completed from dispatch with the service cutoff date that you choose, it will just clear it out from your review screen. Here you have a couple of billing reports you can run. You can run a billing summary, an open invoice batch, which allows you to run a report on invoices that have not been posted yet, and print invoice documents. This allows you to print out documents associated with your invoice. Now we're going to go to new batch. In here, it allows us to choose all the shipments we want to put on a batch. We can choose a date range and a specific customer if we want, billing cycle, and if we want to name it a specific batch name, we can do that here. Otherwise, Crown will assign it for you. I'm going to go ahead and click create, and I see that 4 shipments were added to a batch. We have the batch number and the batch name. Return a billing export, and then you should see your batch down here. Now what you can do here is you can view the batch, and it's going to take you to a detailed screen. Up top, it shows you a couple details about your batch ID, the date it was created, the status of the batch. You can change the name and the invoice date now if you wish, and any changes you make, you can go ahead and click Save Batch. It's going to save the changes you made. Add to Batch allows you to add more shipments onto this batch. Resetting Batch allows you to remove all your shipments and send it back to the review screen. Post Batch would be the last step you would do in the invoicing process. This locks the shipments from being changed, so any changes that you can make now, you can't make it when you post a batch. Print batch allows you to print out kind of like a summary or detailed report. So if everything with your shipments are all set, what you can do is post the batch. It's going to give you a little warning that it's uneditable. Just go ahead and click at yes. And now you have two options. You have the option to export the batch, and you have the option to print the summary or detailed report. If you're ready to export out, go ahead and click Export Batch. It's going to create an IIF file. We can see that the IIF file has been downloaded into your downloads folder. Now that you have it in there, all that's left to do is import it into your QuickBooks software. Once you import it into your QuickBooks software, you should have it set up as an invoice. Now that I have exported out my batch, Crown has assigned invoice numbers in the system for these shipments. You can come back and search them anytime, and you can view your shipments here. Now once you view the shipments, you'll notice that it looks a little different from your shipment entry screen. That's because you can't edit any of the information. Now we're going to go over a couple of reports, maintenance and management. We're going to head over to reports and maintenance. Now the maintenance reports are used kind of for you guys to collect information about your customers, the areas that you service, the zip codes, things like that. You have the opportunity to run a customer list, which allows you to print out sheets of the customers that you have set up. Now any report that you can print out on the screen and through paper, you can also print out to your Excel program. That way, sometimes it gives you different pieces of information that wouldn't give you under the print preview. Same goes for City Zip. If you go ahead and run the City Zip report, it can break down for you the areas you service along with the zip codes that go along with that. Couple of imaging reports, jobs needing cover sheets. Those are shipments that need a cover sheet and an image assigned to it. Images not yet scanned means you have printed out the cover sheet preparing for the shipment, but the image is still pending. Images on a file means that you have both the cover sheet and images on file. It's been scanned in and committed. Let's head over to our management reports. The reporting options you have under here cater more towards the financial aspect of things. Here you can see the breakdown of costs and charges. The driver daily log allows you to print out a report that shows you what your driver has delivered and breaks down the costs. So if I go ahead and choose a date range, I'm able to run a report that shows us the breakdown of the shipments my driver does and the costs. These reports here provide you with more in-depth information on the financial and business side of things. To review, we provided an overview of the review screen and the process available at the stage. We also went over how to put your shipments onto batches and prepare them for invoicing. Here we went over some management reports and maintenance reports. Thanks so much for watching. Please stay tuned for our next video. We'll go over the data setup tab. It's going to show you how to add, edit, and manage your data. Thanks again, and we hope to see you guys soon.